Let's talk about some new product launch ideas when your solution is late to the market. Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan Mills Patrick. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, today I want to talk to you about the idea of what you need to do if you're launching a product. This also works for a service, but if you're launching a product and somehow along the way you've been late to the market. Now, if you're in a startup, you probably are offering something that's a completely unique idea, or at least a spin on an idea that is unique. And therefore, you don't have to worry as much about being late to market. Certainly someone could come in behind you, maybe learn about what you're doing, and if you don't have your intellectual property in place, they could do what's called knocking you off and sort of beat you to the market. So being first to the market is really, really important, but that oftentimes comes into place just with startups. Now, it can happen for existing companies too, but existing companies have to launch products, and sometimes they can be late to market for a variety of reasons. So how do you compete if that's the case? Well, one of the things you can do, a tactic you can use, is to delay the launch and use that time to make sure you're getting the right product in the first place. So a personal example from my life is going to be, if you've heard me talk, you know I'm a gamer, and so I'm a beta user of Battlefield 5, the game. I play it on Xbox, and a while back they told us that it was going to be coming out in October. Well, October came and went, and they told us, we've got more work we need to do on it, and they told us it was going to be November. And then now I'm hearing it could be even later. And while that's really frustrating for me, for someone who's anxiously anticipating the release of the game, I'd rather they do that so that they get the product right in the first place. An example is the lighting on the game was really tough. That was one of the pieces of feedback I gave as a beta user. They just had the colors so monochrome that I couldn't really tell the difference between people and objects. And so I hear that the company behind the game is going to fix it. So it's okay if you're late to market with something if you want to make sure that you're releasing the right product in the first place. That will oftentimes alleviate the pain that people are having from being late to the market. Another reason you might be late to the market on purpose, or a strategy you might use for launching that new product and being late, is if you just want to fix the timing in the first place. So I can use Battlefield for another example of that. About the time that we anticipated Battlefield to come out, there were all kinds of other games that were going to release, Call of Duty and a few of others. Well, in my opinion, I know Battlefield's waiting to fix some things is why they're holding off on the game, but it doesn't hurt that they held off on the game. Let some of those games release themselves into the marketplace, and they'll come later on. Another example of an industry that tends to do this is the movies. Movie producers will sometimes, choose to delay the release of their movie if they find out that another potential blockbuster movie is going to be releasing about the same time. So you can use a delay to your favor if it's going to improve your timing in the first place. Another tactic you can use when you're late to the market is just to offer more competitive pricing. Now, salespeople will tell you all the time, never compete on price. I get the idea behind that, and I certainly understand the messaging, but consumers think about pricing all the time. We all know they do. And so sometimes if you're late to the market, you may just have to offer a more competitive price. Now, be careful how you do that. If your consumers get in a habit of expecting you to offer discounts and things like that, then it could hurt you in the long run and cost you. But it could be, if you're late to market, that one of the strategies you use to launch your product is just to grab market share by offering a lower price. And then another thing you can do to improve when you're launching a product that's late to market is just improve the functionality. You can do two things. You can actually offer more advanced functionality than what the competition offers. So maybe your competition only offers 4 or 5 different things. Instead of producing or releasing a product that does those 4 or 5 things, you offer a product that does those 5 things, but it does them really well with advanced analytics or advanced machine learning and artificial intelligence, those type things. I started to allude to another thing you can do with functionality. If you're late to the game with your product offering, you may offer advanced functionality, or you just may offer more functionality. So instead of those 5 things that your competitors offer, maybe you offer 10 of them for the exact same price. So these are just a couple ways you can get around being late to the market. Again, it's preferable that you don't be late to the market. First mover advantage can be very beneficial. I would caution you there. Sometimes first mover advantage is very costly in terms of educating the market on your product. But first mover advantage is really a nice thing to have. And if you're a true startup, most likely investors are going to want to see that out of you. But if you're launching a product and it's a little late to market, these are just some of the tactics you can use to kind of improve your grab of market share. Hope that helps you. Have a great day.